Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Tone Mob Podcast, the show about guitar stuff, occasionally, sometimes. I'm your host, Blake Weiland. With me today, I have returning my buddy, Matt Hoops. What's up, dude?
Hey, man. Nothing much.
So, yeah, man, you've been on, I think, technically, I can't remember if it's 3 times now or if this is the 3rd time. But
I think I've been on twice. Yeah, so I think this is the 3rd time. Yeah, okay. So thanks for having me back again.
Of course. Yeah.
I've been thinking about pizza all morning, and I can't quite land on it yet, but I'm trying to be ready.
Well, we can talk Nashville pies, specifically when we get to that point, okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Though I was thinking about the last time, I'm pretty sure the last time you were on, though, was that weird party, I'm not even sure if that's the right term for it, that weird get-together we had during COVID in Grant and Karen's backyard, where we all, it was very much everybody stay away from everybody.
That was such a strange time, Mm-hmm. we all made it, here we are.
Here we are. Yeah. I still find that photo once in a while and I'm like, what are we doing then? Why are we oh yeah, that was still during the uncertain times.
It was another time.
Yeah. But for the listeners, that is available. You can go back if you search Matt Hoops Tone Mob. I'm sure it will be one of the main episodes that comes up. But yeah, it was a crazy time. Glad that we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, it's nice. Although it would be cool to hang out with you in person. So yeah, I'll have to hit you next time you're in town.
Yeah. Nashville. It's been a little while since I've been there. There's a bigger gap than I normally have. Usually I'm there a couple times a year, but hasn't shaken out that way this year yet. But
yeah, right on.
It's looking like the fall I'll probably be doing something. I don't know.
Very cool.
About ready to gear up for the biggest batch of travel that I've had in forever. Just week after week, the next 4 weeks, it's something, which I'm normally just home.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah. Well, what have you been up to? So, I mean, you I think, is it safe to say that in the time since we last spoke, yes, you've been doing a lot of 1981 stuff, but you've also been ramping up the Relient K stuff from what I can tell. It looked like you guys were just playing in I don't even know what it was. It looked like a drive-through. I wasn't sure what it was.
We've been just trying to have fun with the band, trying to figure out what we want it to do, how busy we want to be, what we want it to look like, what kind of music we want to make, just kind of building a new boat, is kind of how I've said it, for the band and that kind of expression to live in. But yeah, it's been super fun. We actually just got back from Canada 2 days ago, and we played a festival opening for Simple Plan and then Avril. And so It was very weird, very surreal, but a lot of fun. So we had a really good time. And, we're doing a couple festivals this summer. Actually, 2 more Nashville shows at the Basement East in East Nashville in August. And we did 2 nights at Brown's Diner, which is a restaurant that has a music area, and it's almost exclusively singer-songwriters. Just people that have an acoustic or a piano, maybe, and it is a restaurant that Matt goes to all the time. It's called Brown's Diner. So it's right by his house, and he just goes there, and he said he looks over all the time at that stage and thinks, oh, it'd be so cool to play that stage. Mm-hmm. And he was and he, for whatever reason, never played it as a solo thing. But we were just joking around. We were like, we should just do a full rock show in here. And we started talking to the owners of the restaurant, and they were like, yes, that would be totally great. And so we just did. Yeah, we just made it a free show. And it honestly was one of the most pure musical experiences I've ever had in my life. It was so fun. Everyone was just having such a good time being there. There were people just out the back of the restaurant, out the side of the restaurant, kind of peering in through the window from the deck. It was just packed all the way out. And it was so fun. And everyone was just singing and having a good time. And I don't know, such a great experience. Honestly, I played a million shows, and I have not really had an experience quite like that one. So it's very special.
That's super cool. Where's this place at?
It's in Hillsborough Village, so like West Nashville, on the west side. It's like 21st. I'm trying to even think of how to describe near like 21st and 440.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's just like an old Nashville place. It started in like a train car, and then I think they moved to a like a double wide trailer, and both of those are still there. And then they just kind of kept building onto the building. So it's been there since like, I want to say the 1920s. And it's just this cool piece of old Nashville that is kind of famous for, you know, classic songwriters coming in to grab a cheeseburger for lunch, you know, or whatever. Kind of famous as just this classic hole in the wall kind of place. But it was so fun. We had such a good time. And yeah, it was excellent.
That's so cool. Well, I got to put that on the list of places to visit next time I'm there.
Yeah, and honestly, the burger is top notch. I mean, it is like stands up to anything that I've had. That's
great.
So, yeah, it's phenomenal.
Shout out Brown's Diner. I'm going to be checking that out for sure.
Yeah, it's worth a check out, man. It is. It's very cool. Yeah,
that's super rad. Were there any logistical challenges trying to cram in to a space like that? Because you had the whole setup. It looked like.
Oh my goodness, yes. So it was only logistical challenges. Yeah, we were just trying to squeeze everything in there, and I mean, literally, we were trying to make the amps so that the cymbals didn't hit them, you know, because we were just pushing everything back as far as possible, and we were. We also recorded the show just through our X32 console, and. It sounds pretty good, obviously, or honestly, it sounds pretty good. But it's a ton of bleed, a ton of just crowd noise, and but it has like a really cool energy to it. So we're actually trying to figure out what we can do with that recording, if anything. And but yeah, it was just one thing after the next. Like this power cord isn't working, or this power outlet's not working, or you know, how do we do all this? How do we run all these cables? I kind of can't believe that we even tried to run our whole in-ear monitor rig in there, like on top of everything. But honestly, it all felt worth it. It was all just really fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, am I wrong in saying, like in the shots, because I just saw the photos of it, am I wrong? Is there a drive-through there? It looked like there was a drive-through window next to where you were playing, or was that something else?
No, they're just windows to the patio. Okay. So yeah, they're just a bunch of people were outside on the patio, and they could kind of only see in through that through the windows. So it was kind of an odd experience, but also they have some PA speakers outside as well on the patio, so they could also hear it. So
that sounds like an absolute blast.
Dude, we had so much fun. It's funny, yeah, going up and playing this like big festival in Canada, and it was cool, you know. It was top-notch production, a huge stage, you know, and we were just like, man, talking about the difference in how it feels to just play the songs and interact with each other, and it's just so different. So
yeah. So you say you're kind of like trying to build a new boat with the band, so to speak. How is that shaping up? Are you guys just thinking about like, oh, well, we're all like adults now and we're all just doing different things. We've had these different life experiences. Like, what does that mean to you when you say that?
Yeah. So to me, I think it mainly centers on how much do we want to tour and how do we want to tour? You know, how do we want to play shows? And I think the short answer to that, I think from both Matt and myself, is probably not huge, long stints of time away from home. You know, probably not the 8 weeks out on the road at a time, but maybe trying to do, you know, a week on the West Coast here, or go to Australia here, or Japan, or, you know, like try to see the world, have a fun time, play music, but maybe do a few more like weekend Nashville, back and forth, things like that. And just try to call our own shots with it. You know, with, I don't, so to answer your question, I don't really know what that's going to mean. I don't know what our next move will be exactly. But I do like the freedom that I feel right now, and I like that it's we can make it whatever we want.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because I knew the listeners get tired of me saying this probably, but I always loved playing in bands and I loved recording, and I just knew in my bones that I hate road trips and I don't want to travel. I like traveling and seeing new places, but I don't want to travel forever. You know, I like putting roots down and then kind of exploring out from there. And so I knew a band life was like, there's no way I could ever do that. It's just not for me. But I still obviously felt super drawn to music so much that I had to figure out a way to wriggle my way into it somehow, even though I had a very established career otherwise. So, and it's actually hitting home more now. Just off the air, I was telling you, I've got a ton of travel coming up here pretty soon. And one of the things happens to be going to LA, which candidly, though not so candidly because everyone's hearing this, LA, not a big destination for me. Like, it's not a place I'm like, yes, I get to go to LA. I know some people love LA, and there's things I do like about LA. But if it's on the list of places that I get excited to go, it's not super high up there. It's just not really my vibe.
Yeah, can relate. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm like, well, I got to go to LA. That's cool. I'm doing some cool stuff there, so I'm not mad about it. But I, told my oldest son, I got to go to LA here in a couple weeks to do this thing. And he got so upset. I didn't think he would care at all. Like I thought he'd be like, no, that's fine. Dad has to travel sometimes. But he was like, I want to go.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, you're not going to like anything that we're doing. Like, we're going to be doing interviews and things like that. Like, you're going to be really bored. What I told him is, when Dad talks to Scott on the phone in the car and you can hear all those conversations, it's going to be a lot like that. Like,
yeah.
That's what it's going to be the whole time. He's like, no, I want to go. And I'm not sure if he actually wants to go for that experience itself, or just because he's getting old enough now that like he wants to sample things and find out, what it is. So it'll be interesting if that does shake out that way, bringing him with me. He's 10. So it'll be an interesting experience for both of us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're a Pacific Northwest guy. Did you grow up in Portland?
Oh yeah.
Portland area?
I got big and independent and moved out of my parents' house a mile and a half away.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, being from Portland, there's no way you would enjoy LA. I mean, it's a totally different, you kind of have to hate it a little bit at least. So
I think, you're sort of required to. I don't hate it, but it's definitely not my cup of tea.
Well, when was the last time you were there?
Not counting NAMM, because I feel like that is its own thing. I mean, you don't really see LA if you're doing NAMM, typically speaking.
That's true. Yeah, you're in Anaheim or wherever. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just the same as any mall area in America, which is also what I was explaining to Vincent. I was like, the place we're going is going to be like Clackamas Town Center. Like, there's an Applebee's and an Olive Garden, and it's like, well, that's fine. It's just not any different than what you're going to experience at home.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the last time I was actually in LA proper. Probably about 8 years ago. Like, actually spent some real time. Yeah. Maybe it was a little less than that. Maybe it was like more like 5 or 6. Time is a flat circle. I'm not sure. But
exactly. I was thinking back. We played a show with MXPX last year, about a year and a half ago now. And that was the last time I was in LA. And it was so different. We played in Hollywood and we spent a lot of time there. We recorded our 5th record there. And we were we pretty much lived in LA, right there near that venue for about 3 months. So we really knew that area. We knew all the restaurants. We were right by the old Amoeba Records. It's had so many cool little shops and like places to hang and restaurants and stuff right there. And now going there, it was like we were struggling to find a place that was open. It felt like a ghost town. Yeah, like that whole area of Hollywood has really changed. And, there's like homeless people peeing on the street. And it was a little bit wild. It was like felt kind of like apocalyptic almost, but stuff was still happening, but it was just a lot less than what was happening then when we were there. So I mean, but that was, I don't know, almost 20 years ago. That's so wild.
Right,
yeah,
right.
That was a really long time ago. So but yeah, it did feel very different. So yeah, I hope you are able to find some open restaurants. So while you're there.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right?
Yeah.
We'll see. It's also a weird thing. Like, all of this could evaporate. It's a very weird thing to try to like plan for some fairly heavy travel, but it's all dependent on what other people say. So
Totally.
I've got like my stuff booked, but I made sure to book things I could cancel for free, because they could be like at the last minute, be like, oh no, sorry, it's not going to work out. We got to do it at a different time. And then all of a sudden I go from one of the busiest schedules I've had possibly ever since I started working for myself to, all of a sudden my schedule is super open.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. It's a little hard to prep for.
Well, you just go to the beach or something. But yeah, who are you trying to interview? Like Axl Rose or something?
One is with Norm from Norman's Rare Guitars.
Oh yeah, love that. Yeah,
that's cool. And then there's some like Guitar Center meetings and stuff down there.
So cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a kind of a whirlwind, but yeah, the big interview is with Norm. His people reached out, and I was like, oh, I have to watch the documentary. So I need to see it too, man. It's so cool. What a cool history. It's a really good documentary. It'll make you want to go there even more. So that's just a thing I want to see in LA for sure. There are lots of things I want to see in LA. It's just a big place.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a blast.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then going up to, but the nice thing, this is the not busy part. I'm going up to, have you ever been to Leavenworth, Washington?
Nope.
Have you ever heard of Leavenworth, Washington?
Nope.
So I'm not sure when exactly this happened, but back in the day it was a logging town, and they had a bunch of, because Pacific Northwest, right? Everything's a logging town. And for some reason those companies left. And so everybody that's left in the town, there's thousands of people. They're like, well, what do we do? We just leave? Like, what do we do? So they converted the whole town into like a Bavarian village.
Wow.
So it looks like it's like tucked in by the mountains. And so you go there, and the idea is it looks like something that like got ripped out of Germany and just placed there in the mountains in the Pacific Northwest. And there's like German food, and there's a reindeer farm, and there's a big, huge, not a roller coaster per se, but like a cart on wheels that you ride down the mountainside, and just all kinds of crazy stuff. So we're headed up there for the family next week. And then it just happened today, like didn't realize this was going to happen. We have a detour. We were going to come home. Instead, we're going over to Seattle to go to the My Chem show at T-Mobile Park. So I'm just like, this is all it's just all this stuff I can't say no to.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna be. It's not even a good problem to have. It's an amazing thing to get to experience. But it's like, wow, this all just came in the last week and a half.
Wow, that's so sick, man. Yeah, I love how weird. I mean, Portland is weird, but all of Oregon, that's like my mom's side of the family is from out there, so we would go out there all through growing up, and. Yeah, so much strange stuff there. I mean, like the coast is just like otherworldly, like when you're down the Oregon coast, and, even stopping. Have you ever been to Ashland, Oregon on the south side? I haven't.
It's a goal of mine. I want to go
down there. It is a wild city.
It looks insane.
We've had a couple of days off there as a band, and we like kind of try to hit it. Like when we're passing, going from San Francisco to Portland or something, we'll try to schedule a day off in Ashland because it's just such a cool place. Such like a cool, energetic. I don't know. It's really a really awesome place.
Yeah,
but like Crater Lake and Multnomah Falls and like all these like wild things that just happen in nature. Like the hot springs. It's like. It's such a wild area out there where you're living. It's
really it wasn't until probably my late 20s that I started to appreciate that.
Yeah,
it was normalized. It was that doesn't everywhere have stuff like this. And then it hit me one day where I was driving. I had this little canyon behind my parents' house where me and my dad would always test my car when we were building the Camaro growing up. I've posted that thing a couple of times, but we would always test it down there. Anytime we made a change, we'd go down the canyon and test it out. And I was driving there just through to go somewhere else, and I realized, I'm like, this place is gorgeous.
Yeah,
like, it just hit me out of
man.
nowhere. Somewhere I'd driven a million times, never really thought about it. It was just normal to me. And as I was headed down the hill and kind of coming out of the trees, I was like, this little canyon here is insanely beautiful.
That's so cool,
I just
man.
take it for granted. Like it's just a normal thing that's everywhere. And I'm starting to appreciate Oregon way more as I've gotten older. I'm like, there's a reason I don't feel like I want to leave, because it's awesome.
Yeah. Or have you ever been up to the Gorge Amphitheater? I know that's Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't think of a show that feels more otherworldly playing the show at that venue with that giant canyon behind you. It's a wild experience. It feels, you just feel so small, and it's just this immaculate kind of backdrop. It's so cool.
Yeah. For the listeners or the viewers who haven't seen this before, it is literally like a stage. It feels like you're just kind of hovering on the edge of a canyon. And you're just the audience is facing the stage in the canyon and the band's facing away. And I think it's I haven't been there yet. This is going to get fixed in the fall, but it feels like a Red Rocks equivalent to me. It's not the same thing, different vibe, but it's a cool enough venue that I'm surprised more people don't talk about it.
Yeah. I always wondered if it was because it was so kind of separated. It's not really in Seattle or Portland or it's kind of all in between there. But yeah, it is so cool. I think it's cooler than Red Rocks in a lot of ways, but I mean, it's not that natural sound kind of thing, but it's a cool experience to play it as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't even imagine that. That'd be something else. Just turn around and like, whoa, look at all that.
Yeah. It is really crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is since we're talking about like live venues and experiences and stuff, what is like the most memorable venue that you guys have played that you just can't stop thinking about or talking about?
Man, we used to have some venues that were pretty special to us, and I think everything is constantly changing, and I don't really know. There's not really one that comes to mind. I mean, the one that we're talking about, the Gorge Amphitheater, is unreal, and then I think there are just other places to play that just the history feels important, like the 930 Club in Washington DC is so cool, or like I can't even think, even thinking back to like we had an opportunity to play the original CBGBs before they moved.
Oh man,
and it was amazing. So cool. It was just like we knew how special it was when we were there. We were like, this place is not going to be here for long. There's no way. And we just kind of knew that we should soak it in. And it really does feel like there's an energetic thing about the history of those places. It makes it really special to play.
It does feel like, even if it's just kind of like CBGB's was just a room in a building, right? It wasn't specially made for being a venue. It wasn't anything like that. It wasn't even Red Rocks where it's like this crazy natural formation. Yeah. It's just a rectangle room in a building.
Yeah,
but I think there's something that occurs that's a little hard to put our finger on. You walk into certain places and you're just like, there's some magic here. We used to have a place in Portland called the Satyricon, which was kind of like our CBGBs in a weird way. And rumor is that that's where Kurt met Courtney, and like I don't know if that's true or not, because I heard that about a few different places. So it could just be rumor. But I still remember the only show I ever caught there was like Street Dogs was headlining. And it was bananas. It was the wildest show I've ever been to. There was this place I don't know off the top of my head, maybe it was supposed to hold 200 people. And I am certain that there was more than 200 people in that thing.
Yeah, that's
just
incredible.
Going crazy. And it was nothing. It was not that much bigger than this shed. Like the live area. There's like a back area and a side area, but the actual live area is not very big, a couple hundred square feet, maybe 400.
Wow.
But yeah, there's certain venues I think they absorb the energies of the shows that they play and somehow bounce it back.
Yeah. And The craziest parts to me about CBGBs when I remember it is like there are no monitors on the stage. There's just one giant speaker that is hanging from the rafters, and it's blaring the vocals mainly right back at you. I don't know how it doesn't just feedback the whole time. So that happens, and then I think that this is maybe they left a lot of this, or at least some of it, but there were so many like show flyers and posters and just announcements, album artwork kind of things. And it was just stapled on top of each other, on top of each other, on top of each other. And it felt like inches thick in some parts of the wall where it was just like, it just feels like, oh man, this history is like baked in here. Like it's so cool.
Well, then with that place in particular, there's so many, it's one small place in New York City that inspired people just around the world. Like, there's so many things that sprung out of that scene that like definitely influenced you guys like 100%, right? There's so many things. Yeah. I don't know. There are bands that I can directly say helped influence what I do now, and maybe I wouldn't be doing without them. And I know that they were influenced by things that came out of CBGBs. Yeah. The butterfly effect's unreal.
Yeah, and we always never really considered ourselves cool enough to play there, or just to like be accepted into that subculture even. But it was an honor to somehow have ended up there. It was really cool.
Yeah, it still makes me laugh too, as a guy who's a fan of country music. Like the name, a lot of people just like, yeah, CBGB's, it's the punk place, but no, country, blues, and bluegrass. Like that's what it's.
Yeah.
That was the intention.
So funny, man. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. It's interesting to go back and read up on that scene. There's a book that I reference occasionally called Please Kill Me. Actually, it's sitting right here. By Legs McNeil and Gillian. I'm not sure which way it's pronounced. McCain.
Very cool.
Very good book about that whole era. It's called the Uncensored Oral History of Punk. So
that's so cool.
Anybody that wants to check that out.
Love it.
So what's been going on in 1981 land? Like you've been doing a lot of fun off the wall projects lately with it.
So I've just been trying to have fun probably the last year and a half or so, since we moved back to Nashville. I don't know what it was exactly, but since the start of 1981 and building the DRV, I have so painstakingly tried to keep everything exactly as it was. You know, like I try to source the same brand capacitors and resistors. I haven't changed the circuit board at all. I haven't, I use the same wires that I try to use every down to the smallest detail that I can source. I try to not change anything. And at one point last year, I started changing stuff, and I have just maybe gone off the rails a little bit. Like I don't even know. But I'm having fun. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep having fun. I'm just going to mess with circuit. I'm going to mess with the graphics. I'm going to do fun stuff, collaborations with my band. I'm going to do like meme pedals, I'll kind of, there's like so many different things that I'll do. It kind of started with, I released a version. It was called the Prototype, and it just has several parts are changed from the original circuit, and it's not that different, but it was how it was right before it came out.
I remember talking to you about this back in the day. This is going way back.
Yeah. So I had a pedal on my wallet and said Prototype on it, just like a sticker. And I was like, oh, I should recreate. That would be kind of cool to recreate this pedal and just do the circuit a little different like it originally was. And people seem to really like it. And then I did another modification. I called it DRV Mod 1, thinking that I would have a lot of different mods. And it's very similar to that. I also threw a bunch of different op amps so people could like plug and play and kind of have like a little bit of a builder experience with what they thought sounded better. Mm-hmm. And then from there, John Snyder from Electronic Audio Experiments helped me do the DRV V2 circuit board. and he's a genius. He is like so just awesome.
Such a good dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Love John, love his work, love all of his pedals. Super honored that he was able to help me out to do this. And I spent way too long, probably years, going back and forth with him, trying to make this version 2 circuit board sound exactly the same. And I was always just like, it's not quite there. Let's try this. He was like, okay, let's try this. And it was just kind of a back and forth. I kind of relate building a pedal to like mixing a song. It's like once you change one little component or one little level or one little EQ tweak, it kind of ends up affecting the whole thing. It's like if you turn down the snare or the high end on something, you're like, well, now I can't hear the vocal as well, or maybe the vocal's too loud now, or it just is. It kind of feels like this blob of you're poking it and trying to, but it's moving while you're poking it. So with doing pedals, in my mind, it's a little bit like that. So like any small change can have an effect, and you may like it at first, but it really is, for me, very valuable to spend some time with it to make sure there's nothing that I don't like about it that maybe is not quite as prevalent right off the bat. So anyway, John and I worked on this for a very long time. And it was really my goal to make the new version of the circuit board exactly the same. And at some point I thought, let's just make it different. Let's make it, it's not going to be very different, but let's just say that it's different. Let's just maybe try some things that are maybe from a little bit different perspective. And I think it sounds really cool. And I'm at the point right now where I actually prefer it to the original circuit. Obviously, it is more efficient. It's quieter. There's some kind of cool stuff that we added in there where it you can take off the bottom plate and then you can switch it to true bypass mode, which is kind of cool. Also, we took out the charge pump. That's probably the main difference that we did. So there's no voltage doubling internally, but now you can just run it at 9 or 18 volts to kind of get. And it does sound a little different than the charge pump. It's not exactly the same, but I kind of liked that. You don't have to worry about burning it out or accidentally plugging an 18 volt power into it. I don't know, I just kind of liked the option side of that. And then from there, and this is kind of where I'll finish, but I started messing with clipping options. So I was doing LED clipping, which is a common kind of rat mod clipping section. And then I was also messing with germanium clipping. Was able to source some old stock germanium diodes, and I really love that one. I think that one's probably my favorite one. We just played this show last weekend, and that was the main one that I used for the set. And it's just a lot of fun. So each kind of variation, including the differences in the circuit board, it's not like wildly different. It's not like, whoa, this sounds like a whole different pedal. It's just like maybe a different flavor of the same thing. Maybe it's not vanilla, it's vanilla bean. Maybe it's salted caramel, or whatever. It's not like crazy different, but it's been a lot of fun for me. I think it kind of keeps it fresh in some ways for me, to just be able to do different things. So, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. It's cool. I was just looking. It's funny. What made me text you in the first place was I had busted out my original just randomly, and I was like, man, I still love this thing. This thing's great. I was like, wait a minute, I haven't talked to Matt in a while.
Yeah.
So that's when it's literally sitting right over here on top of my amp. I was like, I set it down right there, and I was like, text Matt. So,
yeah, that's so awesome, man.
Yeah. It's a really early one too, I think. Let me grab it.
Oh yeah, yours is probably very early.
I haven't taken the back off of it in a while, but
incredible, dude. I love it.
And it's still, even though it has that soft finish on it, like it's still not, I've done a good job. Like there's a little bit of play wear, a little bit of I missed the jack and whatever, but it's actually still pretty crispy for being as old and loved as it is.
I kind of like how that version of the pedal, it wears in, it's like a pair of jeans or something. It's not just like a super thick lacquered finish that's just going to, take a beating and look the same. It's kind of like how like an old Electro Harmonix pedal is just kind of beautiful to me, an old Big Muff or an old Memory Man that's just kind of chipping off and has a bunch of scratches in it. I think that stuff is really cool. So
I do too. Yeah, I've always liked this finish, and it's like done some interesting things just from like me touching it.
It is funny. The people that did the powder coating on that were kind of against using that particular powder coat because they were like, this will rust, basically. Like the rust will start coming through. And I essentially just accepted that. I essentially was just like, well, it's going to look cool probably. So because I really did think about it though, because I really do try to make pedals that are lifetime, literally like this. I want to make something that's going to last 50 years.
This is hefty. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want it to last forever, just even environmentally, I don't want someone to just like toss it in the trash. I'd rather like it be able to be used and fixed and worked on and, just have fun with. But yeah, it's, here, I'll show you. I don't know if you saw this one. It's the Relient K pedal.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. It was super fun. I liked about this that it doesn't say our band name or the pedal company name on it, which I think is kind of funny. And then I also did this Moodang.
Yeah. I love that.
This was super fun. And I'm trying to like not completely come off like I've lost my mind, but I'm also just trying to have fun with it. And, just be a little bit, not take myself too seriously. I've been doing this t-shirt kind of project as well. And I've just, my concept is to just do, a limited number of items, and then those are only available for that month. And then they go away and then new items are available. And it's kind of like a fun, I don't know. It's like, I don't like to think about merch. I actually don't like the word merch. But I was like, I kind of want to make some things. I want to like do something fun, and I don't really want to like worry about all the ins and outs of like making it and dealing with it. So this is like kind of a fun way for me to do that and to have fun with the graphic design side. And Grant and Karen from Big Ear Pedals have been a huge part of that. They were the ones that did these two pedals that I just showed you. They do a lot of cool work for me. I mean, Karen is just next level graphic designer, and
100%.
Super, super happy to have them help out.
Yeah. She does such good work just every time. Every single time.
So mainly I try to surround myself with people that are really good. John Snyder, John Ashley from Bondi Effects, Karen Shearhorn, all just like phenomenally talented people. So
yeah, it's the best things happen when you find people like that and you just kind of like let them off the leash and be like, go. Here's the general guideline, the general idea, and go make it however you think it should be.
Yeah, I mean, Grant had texted me a picture of this. She was like, Karen was bored today, and she drew a painting of Moodang, the hippo. And I was just laughing about it, and I was like, oh my goodness, could you put that? Would that fit on the top of a pedal? And he was like, I think people will think you've lost your mind. And I was like, I don't know. I think it looks awesome. I was like, I think there are some people out here that would really want this, and it was true. So yeah.
So I have a question about level, because I remember this is jumping in the DeLorean and going way back.
Yes,
I am referencing your shirt.
The DeLorean. Yes.
We were hanging out at your house, your other place in Nashville, the original spot, which I still think about. That was such a cool place. You had such a good setup down there.
Yeah, it was rad. Yeah.
And I still think about your Telecaster all the time. Every time I play my Tele Custom, I think about your Tele Deluxe. I'm like, man, that's a great guitar.
It's stupid special, man. It's so awesome. Yeah.
Is that behind you?
This is it. Yeah.
There it is.
I put it in the shot here.
I still think about. I know you made a post that made me think you were gonna sell it for some reason, and I was like, that made me think you'd lost your mind. I was like,
that would be wild. Yeah, no,
okay.
I wouldn't consider selling that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought so. I was like, man, I must be in some dire straits.
I'm not super sentimental about gear, but that guitar is the main reason why I wouldn't want to sell it is that I don't think I could replace it.
No, I don't think so.
Like literally, I've owned 4 other Tele Deluxes from the 70s, and I don't think none that I've ever played. I played hundreds of them. I always pick them up in guitar stores and stuff, and none have ever played or sounded or felt anything like this guitar. This is just a really wild. I don't know how it exists, but I'm super thankful for it. So
yeah, I haven't played as many as you have, but I've probably played 20 or 30 different ones.
Yeah.
And that not only is the best Tele Deluxe I've ever played, that's one of the best guitars I've ever played.
Dude, it's so sick, man. I freaking love it. I always tell this story. My old roommate was making a metal record. It's for this band Haste the Day that he's actually in, and they were tracking guitars, and they had 30 guitars in the room, Les Pauls, ESPs, Paul Reed Smiths, whatever. And I was walking out the door and I was like, hey, I know this is kind of crazy. You should plug in this Telecaster. And they were like, oh no, we're making a metal record. And I was like, I'm just saying it's the nicest, clearest sounding guitar that I've played, but it's also angry. It's also thick. It's also I think just plug it in. And so I went out and went to lunch or whatever. I came back and he was playing it, the guitar player Dave, and he was like, oh my goodness, you were totally right, because he was like, dude, we're making a metal record, we don't need a Telecaster, and I was like, just plug it in. So I came back and he was playing it. I was like, oh, you're playing it. He was like, yeah, we actually went back and retracked all our guitars from this morning with this guitar. I was like, he's like, because it sounded that much better. I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yep, that's a special one for sure. Sure.
Love to hear it.
And that's why I keep playing them. Because I'm like, I want to find one like that. And
I know, yeah.
I haven't done it yet.
I'm always picking up guitars. I'm all about that one-to-one connection. There could be 20 blue Telecasters on the wall, and I might like all of them, or one of them, or none of them. I don't even know. Yeah, and I don't even really know what that is. I don't know what I'm looking for, because I'm trying to not think about the setup. Or what strings are on there, how dead the strings are. I'm trying to just think of how do I feel on this guitar, and some guitars are just different. So
yeah. My custom is kind of like that too. It's a 74, and I saw it. I remember this is before I was doing any internet guitar things at all. At all. I think it was right before my band and I recorded our only record that we did, but. I saw this pop up at a company called Black Book Guitars here in Portland, which is an amazing kind of appointment only store now. It didn't used to be. I think it converted to that during COVID and never really went back, but amazing store. And I saw it posted and I was like, that looks really cool. And we were going shopping for my drummer's drum kit. It was a weird story.
Yeah.
I think I've told it before, but he taught himself to play the drums basically on the steering wheel of his car.
That's amazing.
Back and forth to work. And the drummer that we were with, I love the guy, but it was always a weird situation. We'd go to his house to jam. He'd be like, yeah, guys, come on over. Because, he's got the drum set. So that makes sense. We'll bring our stuff to you. And then he'd play with us for a half hour and then be like, all right, you guys can still jam. I'm going to leave. And he'd just leave and go in the house. And we're just like, but we don't have a drummer now.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and so our buddy, how you have that one friend that just hangs out whenever you're playing music because he loves music and just wants to be around it. We had that friend. He's one of my best friends ever growing up, but he never played anything. He just liked to be there.
Yeah.
And then finally we were like, Joshua, get on the kit. And he's like, I don't know how to play drums. We're like, better than the drummer that we currently have, you do. Which is no drummer.
No one,
and
yeah.
And so he hopped on and he just started going. I was like, you're actually pretty good at this, man. And so he didn't have a drum kit and we were getting ready to go record. He had been borrowing kits and we were primarily shopping for his drum kit. And I said, well, while we're doing that, I need to slide over and check out this Tele. I'm not going to buy it though. I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah.
I picked it up one chord. I was like, I'm buying it.
That's
Yep,
so awesome.
I'm buying it. It's something happens there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Logically doesn't make any sense too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's totally, yeah.
You try to explain this to somebody who doesn't play or doesn't or isn't that into it, and they're like, it's a guitar. It's got strings on it.
Yeah.
No, some of them got more than that.
Yeah, it's so hard to explain. Yeah, and I don't mean to get all like spiritual or woo woo, kind of like
Get wooey. Who cares?
wooey. Yeah, that's the word. Yes, I think that's the correct. But yeah, I think there is something in there, and I don't know what that is. But yeah, you can feel it sometimes. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, man.
So I wanted to get taking a few steps back. We got really sidetracked there. Level.
Yes.
When you did that, I hadn't really talked to you about it, but I remember being at that house and you're like, I want to do a pedal based on this preamp someday. Is that what that is, or did it come from it, or does it have anything to do with it at all?
No, it became a bunch of different things. Initially, I was trying to make a boost. I was trying to make a one knob preamp, kind of based on that. Was it the Boss FA1? That green?
I think so. Yeah, it was. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, so
yes, it was. The
there
FA1.
are some elements of the FA1 in LVL, but it is, I don't know, it's a funny, there's almost no, so that's a John Snyder design as well. And it's probably very simple for things that he normally does. But even he will say there's some elements of some classic pedals in there, but not very many of any particular one. So there are like, it is kind of a unique pedal. And really, honestly, it is my favorite pedal. It is. I don't know. Have I sent you one? Have you played one?
It, no.
Dude, I will send you one. It is they're so fun. Something about it is so great. I can't put my finger on it. It's very strange. There's so much low end involved. It is the craziest touch sensitive gain sound that I've ever played. It's like you can strum on it and it's pretty clean, but when you dig in, when you really hit it, I don't know, and maybe this is just interacting to like the way that I play and the amps that I play and the guitar that I play and the volume that I play at, but man, it is just the perfect gain stage to me. You know, it is like this unbelievable there's kind of a resonant mid boost, which is like 1.2, 1.6K, mainly a little bit of 2. But it's not like a tube screamer mid boost. It's just like a little bit of clarity, a little bit of just kind of adding something to what you're doing. And the other thing that I love about LVL is that it stacks so well with any pedal that I've done. It also, you can run it at true bypass if that is what you need in your signal path. But the really cool thing about it is running any fuzz pedal into it. Ooh. It's so much better with LVL on. I've not found a fuzz pedal that doesn't sound, to me, phenomenally better with it on. It also sounds good going into almost any overdrive, tube screamer, Klon style, sick as, like almost anything that I've thrown at it. And actually on my current touring pedal board, I have, I'm using one LVL as an always on boost. So I'm going DRV and LVL as like one sound, and then turning off the DRV and then going another LVL as a overdrive. And so, but it's actually 2 in the circuit. So it is, it's such a cool sound. It really, it's not for everyone. Like, I don't, some people are kind of like, like not super impressed by it because it is lower gain by nature. You know, some people will be like, oh, it's just a boost pedal, or maybe not be able to hear some of the subtleties of the EQ range that are happening. And I think that's okay. I think this is like a pedal that is for me, and a lot of people do love it. I think it interacts with tube amps really beautifully. I am like a boost guy. Like I've tried to own every single boost pedal in the world. You know, like I love them all, and I end up getting rid of the ones that I don't like as much. You know, like some of my favorites are the Union More boost. I've had that on for a while. Man, Chris Benson's Germanium boost is phenomenal. Just like literally floored me when I first plugged it in. I was like, wow, this is incredible. And probably the first one that started my love for it was the Spaceman Saturn V.
Oh yeah.
And so
I've got that one.
Just such a great preamp kind of section. And I think LVL is a lot different than that pedal or really any of those pedals. If you are playing a very clean amp and you're playing very lightly, it might not be the pedal for you. But if you have a tube amp and you like to push it a little bit or run it at the edge of breakup, if you like to use fuzz pedals and other overdrive pedals and you like to interact and mix and match, and you're a person that plays with dynamic, like you like to dig in sometimes and back off sometimes, I think it's a phenomenal pedal. So not to go like sideways on LVL, because it is, but it's legitimately my favorite pedal. I realize that DRV like does a lot more. Like when you plug it in, you just hear it more. It's distorting the signal. You know, it's cool. But LVL is cool in a subtle way. Yeah.
I understand the like being into boost pedals. I have like way more than I probably should have.
Yeah.
One of the best projects, like one of the best collab projects I did was probably also like the most misunderstood one. And that was the Typhon I did with Fuzzrocious.
Yeah.
And that was inspired by one night I grabbed every clean boost that I had. I think I ended up with like 4 or 5 of them at the time, plugged them all in at the same time and ran them into each other and just started single knobs, just started messing with each one. I mean, like, I can't even remember. There was an EP booster, an LPB one. There were different circuits for sure, but like they were all just different single stage boosts basically.
Yeah.
And I was kind of floored by how many different sounds I could get. It was the first time I understood, this happens in distortion pedals. I'm like just kind of sort of building a distortion pedal out of these.
Yeah.
And this was so many years ago. I don't even remember how long ago this was. But I was like, Ryan, what if we did this, but like gave people control over each of these, and then we could do a blend and a tone control. And then he was like, and I can do some things with the transistors where I can reorient how they are in the circuit so that you get different textures and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. And they sold really well. They all sold out, but people were definitely confused by it.
Yeah.
Because it could do barely on like, it's adding a little sparkle to just blown out madness, absolute just chaos.
Wow.
And a lot of people kind of struggled with it. But that didn't stop us from doing a V2. And I think the V2 came out even better. I still get questions on that one from time to time. They're like, I don't know what you're trying to do here. I'm like, I'm trying to give you a lot of control, basically, is what I'm trying to do. But it came from being a boost junkie.
Boost is so cool. It is. I don't know. Have you tried like the Zvex? What's the Super Duper and the Super Hard On? So I actually don't know this, but someone told me this one time. So don't quote me on it. But someone was saying, like the Super Duper is obviously 2 of the same pedal of the same circuit and with the master volume. And then someone told me the Box of Rock is actually just 3 that are kind of stacked on each other with the master volume. Someone told me that. I actually have never pulled off the bottom and looked at it. But yeah, it's a cool sound for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the original. I kind of love when things are like so simple,
Yeah.
but dramatic at the same time. Like, oh, there's only a couple of parts in here, but the way that they interact is just perfect. When you get a good fuzz face, like there's nothing in a fuzz face really. There's hardly any parts in it, and yet they impact the sound so much. It's fun to me. It's kind of nerdy, but I find it fun.
I don't know if you saw that thing that Big Ear did with 60 cycle hum. It was the Wacka?
Oh yeah,
is that what it's called?
That.
Yeah, it's such a wild idea where it's like you hit each switch and it just adds a little more level of boost to yours, or not level of boost. It's like another cascading boost circuit. So really funny idea on that train.
Yeah. Ryan, you never know. We spout, like us guitar media people, we just spout so many things into the ether. And you never know what people are going to hear and latch onto and actually do something with. Ryan's been responsible for a few different things that I'm not even sure if he's aware of. I heard Ryan mention this and I decided to run with it.
What a character, man. I love it.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Well, dude, we are getting close to the end, and I want to talk some Nashville pizza with you. But before we sign off and get into all of that, do you have anything you want to say to the people? You're talking to a few thousand people right now. You can plug anything you want to plug, shout out anybody you want to shout out, or just whatever message you have for the world. The floor is yours.
The main thing that I'm doing right now, and this is only going to be for a limited time, it's called some kind of DRV and some kind of LVL. And the idea was that it's basically like a mystery box. I can send you whatever I want, except it's probably not going to be a standard issue. Look, it might be one that I've drawn on. It might have a slightly irreverent graphic on it. It might just be a fun thing. It might have skateboard grip tape on the top, or just kind of whatever. It's kind of this whatever thing, but it's also around $100 off. So it is like $150. They're up for a limited time. To me, it's a really fun project where I am able to just have complete freedom to just try a bunch of things, to have fun with it. And, I'm going to make sure to not send out anything that is bad looking. But I don't know. I like that part of pedal building, and I think there is something to it when you look down at a certain pedal and it looks a certain way and you turn it on and just have a certain feeling. I don't know. I'm not trying to get too woo into it, but that's been a cool project that I'm doing. Go get one.
There you go.
It's only going to be up for a limited amount more of time. I'm going to cut off the orders at some point here and move on to the next thing. So
very cool. Well, that kind of leads into when you were saying that, it reminded me of, there's not very many ways as an adult that you get to experience that kind of Christmas morning feeling that you had when you were a kid. Yeah. Even as an adult, like on Christmas morning, you kind of probably know what's in there, right?
Yeah.
So there's two ways you could do it. One way, and a very accessible way, would be by getting in on the some kind of DRV or some kind of LVL deal, because you don't really know what's coming. You know basically what's coming, but you don't know exactly. And the other thing I like to suggest is, if you find a guitar builder that you really trust, and I've done this twice, you tell them like the basic gist of what you want, and then you tell them to run with it. I did that with Boot from B.A. Ferguson and Florian from Millimetric. I was like, here's the basic idea. You do the rest. And at both times it just comes back, and then that guitar's coming, and it's the closest thing to that Christmas morning feeling that I've ever had as an adult. I'm like, ooh, something cool is coming, but I don't actually know what it is. Like, that's really fun. This is a way to experience it as well.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's such a cool way to say it. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. All right, let's get into some Nashville pizza before we get out of here. What is your favorite spot in Nashville for pizza right now?
Okay, so we just moved in East Nashville. We're right by this place called Urban Cowboy, and inside of there is a place called Roberta's Pizza.
Okay.
And it is wild. It's so good. You got to try it.
Is it related to the Brooklyn-based Roberta's?
It is, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Roberta's. Yeah.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Roberta's,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so next time you're in town, you gotta swing by.
I've been to the Brooklyn one. That's an icon. So yeah. Oh, I didn't know they had one there. Wow, I'm even more excited now.
Yeah, it is. It is really good. I mean, there's so many places I love. I love 5 Points Pizza.
Crowd pleaser, absolutely.
Yeah. What is the other one? What is that brewery right across the street from there?
Smith and Lentz Brewing.
Smith and Lentz. Yeah, their pizza is phenomenal. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I've heard Pinky Ring is really good. I think that's out not technically in Nashville, if I remember correctly. I don't remember.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's in a burb, but I've heard it's really good. Midnight Oil, which is kind of out closer there by some of the college areas. That place is solid.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, if you heard, I haven't been yet. Apparently Sean Brock opened a new pizza place.
I heard about that.
And I don't know if it's like Japanese inspired or there's something. There's a twist to it. I haven't been yet.
He went to these pizzerias in Japan, and the Japanese did what the Japanese do, right? They find something or invent something, but in this case, find something. And they're like, "Wow, this is really cool. We're gonna perfect it to the highest degree possible." Even though they're not from Italy, obviously, they found like Italian wood-fired style pizza. And I guess there's some pizzerias in Japan that are just absolutely mind-blowing.
Wow.
And so Sean was like, I want to do that, basically. So he took the inspiration from Japan and made it. So it's not like people hear Japanese pizza and they're like, what, it's got sushi on it? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, no, it's regular pizza that you're used to, just done to perfection is supposedly what's going on there.
So cool.
And I love Sean's food.
Yeah. Huge fan. Yeah.
Audrey's one of my favorite restaurants. My wife and I went there for our anniversary last time we were there. Love that place.
So great. Yeah. Love it.
And Sean's a gearhead too, from what I understand. I've never met him.
I know. I've talked to him a few times only on Messenger, and he has an early DRV just like yours. And he actually messaged me because the LED went out, which it happens, sometimes. It happens. And I actually remembered this the other day. I was like, I don't think I ever repaired that LED for him. But Sean, if you're listening, hit me up.
Yes, exactly.
We will get that sorted for you.
Also, good job, because I love your food so much.
Yeah, and great work.
Joyland, Audrey. Oh, huge fan.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up and see what kind of shenanigans we can get into on Patreon. Does that work for you?
Perfect.
All right, everybody. For Matt, this is Blake. And as always, folks, good luck and good tones.